Welcome to Clear the Haze, where our guests are too busy for us.
The guests are too busy for us.
See how they do me.
We're low on the total pole, but it's cool. You gotta take the phone calls when you gotta take them, cause that's the business.
It should be the Johns. You should be at the address I sent you, right?
Whenever you get a chance, we'd appreciate.
Yeah, there you go. It's like a
just a second of your time is all we want.
Just a small second.
A small speckle of your time.
It worked out for you?
What kind of car you?
Still going.
White shirt. You're outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost had him there.
Right.
Yeah. We also have Hannah here with us.
And Butters. Don't forget about Butters.
Oh, and Butters, little pup.
Oh wait, are we actually recording?
We got Trey with us. We got Trey with us.
Trey, what's up?
We got
man,
Hannah.
it's good to see y'all
Trey.
again, man. I feel like we've been all grinding, like the old Clip song.
Yup.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I feel like we've all kind of been doing our own thing for a sec, which has been good.
Yeah, it's been nice.
It has been. It's different.
Are we able to curse on this podcast?
Man, you can do whatever the hell you want to do.
I just want to make sure I got permission from the crew and the team, all the production and staff.
I mean, we
got some Rick and Morty shot glass that we have not used.
Yeah, man, we got it. Well, where are they?
I'm gonna bring them.
You gotta bring them.
I'm gonna bring
them around. We'll do some shots. We'll have a little fun.
Cool,
We're always looking to have a good time.
Yeah, it'll be very chill. We got Hannah on deck. She's our resident editor. She does
movie trailers.
Movie trailers. Everything you see in the world.
Yeah, I feel that. And today we have her here because we're going to be talking about Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
It was the biggest movie to ever come out so far. Biggest opening weekend. Biggest opening weekend.
I mean, it's number one on all accounts, right?
No, it hasn't. I mean, it's not the most grossing movie because that's Avatar by James Cameron.
But I mean, it's
at 2.7 billion.
I mean, it's still going though. Like it's
still
already
going.
at $1 billion.
It's
number
only
5
been
right
like
now.
2 weeks, so Three, maybe, wait.
No, it's 3 weeks.
3
it's
weeks.
Been out for 3 weeks. Yeah.
3 freaking weeks. That was really fast.
That was fast.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was quick.
Wow.
Well, because you all saw it opening day.
Yeah.
We saw it. Opening week.
Okay, and then I saw it the next. Weekend. Okay. Wow. That was fast.
That was really fast. Time's flying.
3 weeks already went by since we watched Infinity War. Shit, I thought I watched that yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the movie itself, I would say, can stand on its own, in a way different. Like, you definitely have to watch some of the other Marvel movies to understand it, but there's definitely still a cohesive story there. Clearly, like, they focus so much on Thanos, and his story the whole time, and I think that's kind of very interesting because it shows you more of the villain perspective in these movies.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a nice change.
I just didn't like. By the way, we're down to 3 of us. Trey had a little bit of an emergency.
He had to go.
He had to take off.
He had some business to take care of, but he graced us with his presence for a second.
It was
for a moment.
It was glorious. Yeah, it was very glorious.
He said he was coming back, but
we'll see. We'll see.
He said a couple words,
but for now, it's the 3 Musketeers.
Yeah, it's just the 3 of us.
Actually, it's 4 because Butters is here.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Sorry,
I always forget about poor Butters.
Yeah.
She's our resident mascot.
Yeah, she is.
Carlton's like, well, what does that mean?
Oh.
Our actual cat's like, well, I thought I was the mascot.
You
what,
have
Carl,
been
my
replaced.
Bad. I know.
But I just want to warn everybody that before we go on talking about Infinity War and going on about it forever, this is going to be very filled with spoilers.
Very.
So this is
much
your
so.
Spoiler warning.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Oh,
well,
was that it?
I mean,
yeah. That was it.
I was like, "What's that? What are you gonna say?" I was like,
"Yeah, that was the spoiler."
That was the spoiler alert. I thought it was gonna be like a beacon of sound, like. Imagine hearing that in the morning as your alarm and everything.
Oh my god!
That would be so crazy.
It's like a Russian rooster.
It would literally wake you up every single time, no doubt.
Wow! But you'd be a worse person for it.
You'd be a worse person. I think you would definitely wake up every morning and say, "What Why?
Why is this Russian rooster waking me up like this?
But
anyways,
yeah, back to Infinity War.
So Infinity War is happening. It's a thing.
Yeah.
We've been critical of it. At least I have.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, Willie, you still don't like it? Or have you?
I'm still. Yeah, I don't like it. Okay. I tried to be
Luigi,
political, but
you liked it.
I wouldn't say I liked it. I enjoyed it. I experienced something, but there was a lot of that story where I was just like,
all right, so let's just do it simple. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it, Luigi?
I said a 7. I said I would give it a 7.
Okay.
You'd give it a 7. Okay.
That's what I said when we first talked about the movie.
And that hasn't changed.
No, I don't think that's changed.
All right, Willie, you gave it a 4, I think.
I gave it a 4.
You still give it a 4?
I give it a 5 now.
Okay, we're going up a little bit. That's good.
That's it.
Good.
That's all you got from me.
But we're at 50%.
But I literally do not like setup movies. And if you set a movie up to be the end all be all grand finale, don't make it be a setup movie.
Well, I think that their, like, oh, look, this is different, was focusing on the villain. And they were like, oh, look, Thanos, it's his story now. And we've been talking about him, but we really don't know him too well. And that's what their whole thing was. And the difference was, oh, the villain wins. Oh, look, Thanos wins. And it's like, great, you get half of the people die. And the guy's at a beach smoking a joint or something. And I'm just like, I mean, he wasn't doing that, but he might as well have been. It's like, goddamn, he's just chilling on the island. Like, chilling. I destroyed half of the universe. It's like, all the people are gone, man. You're by yourself. That's
and that aside, he also is way too much of a John Goodman father type to be as maniacal of a killer maniac, hell bent on destruction as he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That was not believable for me. I feel like they were just like, well, we got Josh Brolin, maybe we can use some of his acting chops and get him to be more lovable and blah blah blah.
That was the thing. They made Thanos very like almost charming in the sense of like,
that's what I didn't like, because
you,
I didn't like that they tried to do that, because we were supposed to accept all the horrible stuff that he was doing. I was like, nah, like, he's a villain. Don't try to humanize him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like,
people were humanizing him. They were saying on Twitter, they were like, oh, he's so thick. And they was like, did you see Thanos? He's so thick. And I was like, what? Are you? He's an imaginary character that someone just created.
Doesn't matter.
CGI. And people were like, Thanos, hit me up. So thick. Hashtag thick Thanos.
So thick. With 2 C's.
It was crazy. They had all these memes about it, and I was laughing so hard because I was like, this person doesn't exist. Like, what?
All I gotta say is Thanos in Fortnite is scarier than Thanos in Avengers.
The Thanos in Fortnite is cool because they kind of lowered his power, which kind of sucks. Like, he's supposed to be a strong character. And they started
he's pretty strong. Like, 2 hits on Fortnite and you're dead.
But they took his health away. He was supposed to have like a lot of health, like 1,000 health, and they brought it down to like 700.
What?
Now I think the last time I checked, it was like at 500. So it's like,
that's
all of these noobs were complaining like, oh my god, the game is so hard.
It's supposed to be hard.
And then it was like, all right, I guess we'll dumb it down for you guys. It's like, don't dumb it down. That's how you dumb down America.
Yeah,
that's how it starts.
We can't do it.
So I couldn't do it, and then I can't do it.
So I stopped playing.
I just complained, and then they lowered it, and I can do it now. It's like that's not how things work.
Screw those guys.
Yeah, that's not how things.
Screw those guys. Now it's gonna be way too quick of a Thanos trip. I guess they want everyone out of the 100 people in the lobby to try it.
Yeah.
I know you don't know what we're talking about.
I'm like, what the hell are you all talking about?
You've never played Fortnite? I feel like more and more people have never played Fortnite. Like Paul, the guy we talked to, Paul, I was like, we were talking about Fortnite for a second, and he was just like, what? And I was just like, you never heard of Fortnite? He's like, no. I guess, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, if you're a gamer, you know about it, you know?
I'm not
if you're a gamer, or you play video games at all, you know what Fortnite is.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way I can put it. Like,
but it's also mobile now, so like you can play it on your iPhone while you're at work, and you know your bosses think you're working, but no, you're shooting people. and building forts.
Building forts, shooting people. I've noticed something in that game that is really cool. They have a 50 versus 50 mode, and when you build a wall, like nobody likes that. Nobody likes walls. They always just destroy them. But when you build like huge upward forts, everybody's like, yeah, add to it.
Yeah.
And I think people just hate walls. Like,
yeah. So let that
be
sink
a lesson.
in, Donald.
Yeah.
We don't like walls.
People just don't like walls, you know? That's just another step people have to take to achieve peace now.
Well, last time there was a giant wall, we broke that shit down.
We just knocked it down.
That was in Berlin.
Yep,
Yeah.
the Berlin Wall.
Remember that?
That whole thing is crazy.
We didn't start the fire.
No. We didn't start the fire. That's such a good song, actually.
Are we allowed to do that? Do we have to pay for that now?
I don't know. No, because...
No, because we sang it. It's our rendition.
Yeah, it wasn't...
It's like karaoke, how it's just like kind of like a pitch off.
Yeah, it was a little bit of pitchy. It's all right. I don't care.
It's okay.
I do it so that they don't
come
sue
at us, bro. Billy Joel.
Billy Joel's got better things to do. If anything, come on the podcast.
Come on, we'll have him on.
I'd love to hear what you have to say about
and
the
then you're
world.
gonna be like, and so about that time y'all sang my song. So
and then
where's my money at?
Well, Billy, the thing about that is,
sorry,
we don't got it.
we plugged your song, so you owe us money.
All right.
Ooh,
Don't try to get into a fight with Billy Joel.
No. Billy Joel's like my uncle. We go way back.
Oh, okay. Okay, I just wanted to make sure the situation was
Yeah,
okay.
no, it's cool. That's just how we fight.
You know, legal is on top of these things like crazy.
No.
So we just
Carlton's on it.
Yeah, Carlton's
Carlton?
on the team. He
Carlton's
goes, and we just go, damn, we should probably look into
All
that.
right, yeah. He knows.
Yo, but I honestly, what was your okay? So you like the movie Hannah?
I mean, I enjoyed the movie.
Okay.
But I wasn't like, I wasn't about all the hype though. You know,
Yeah.
I was like, I'll see it when I see it. I saw it. I was like, the opening scene, I was like, oh damn, shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, and it did, and they all got their butts kicked.
I mean, you start off with Thanos already having one of the stones, and he's like clearly already got it from that galaxy or that planet that had it. That government from Guardians of the Galaxy had it. I don't remember the names. But he already had one stone, and he was taking the second stone from Loki. And he kills Loki.
I mean, he brutally
kills him. Like, to the point where you're just like, dude.
He just choked him out.
I mean, Loki...
Literally choked the life out of him.
Well, I mean, think about this. The Hulk was getting his ass smashed by Thanos. And the Hulk literally threw Loki around like a rag doll. So I mean, if Loki can't handle Hulk, he definitely can't handle Thanos. And I understand, like, it's a nice moment where like villain versus hero is squashed for the sake of brother versus brother.
I mean, it's really villain versus villain because Loki's not a hero; he's a villain.
No, he's not a hero, but
I mean, I
in
guess
that
you could say,
moment,
like-
you can definitely say that he was more on the Avengers side
yeah.
than Thanos' side.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, when it's the freaking weird alien creature coming at you with the Infinity Gauntlet or your brother, it's like, let's team up this one time. Like,
I don't know. I think his death was much nicer than anyone else's, though, in terms of people that were killed by Thanos, because Vision's death was pretty gruesome.
His was awesome. I thought his way of dying was
He
the
died
dopest.
twice.
He died. And
Yo,
then
he should have died a long freaking time ago.
They fucking snatched. They like snatched it out of him, and it was just. Oh my god! But the CGI, I'm telling you, the CGI in some scenes were really, really awesome.
Yeah,
and then
like
in other
that Vision
scenes,
sequence was great.
Yeah, but then there's.
But then when they were all together,
it was
oh my god, Mark Ruffalo's body just floating
on the Iron Man
Hulk
Buster. It was, and then they zoom in on his head, and he goes, "Yeah, we did it!" And you're just like, "What?"
And then when they're like, they're all looking dejected, and it's just Mark Ruffalo like in a studio somewhere, looking down, looking all sad.
Yeah,
it's
like
bro,
he was not even there for that one. They were just like, "Oh, we're doing a pickup scene,
right?" It's like they just paused the clip and then just like had him just there, stiff and frozen. because he's not actually there.
That's one of the reasons why I was turned off to the movie, because I could easily spot that, and immediately I was like,
Yeah, it looked like some 1990s like beginner CGI.
beginning like startup,
Like,
like
what
this
is
new company
this?
was just like, we'll give it a try.
No, it's that, that little person, the coming up. They're like, we're going to give you a scene to do.
Yeah, I know,
and
right?
they did the best of their ability to do it. And then they
Okay.
ran out of time and they're like, crap.
You're
we're
so
gonna have to keep
understanding.
this.
You're
That's
such
why-
an editor.
But that's so true. It's like, think about it. It's like everybody's just assigned a certain amount of
like,
minutes.
I
Like
tried.
here. That's
Yeah.
why they have so
Did you
many
see that
visual
credits?
effects. The visual effects are
Oh my
crazy
god,
long.
20 minutes of credits.
So the whole movie was visual effects. Like,
Yeah.
what part of that movie
But
were they
you know,
actually like
It's bound
outside?
You know what else?
to. It's literally bound to look kind of spotty and patchy though, with that many different CGI teams working. The styles are different.
sure.
It's not gonna look the same across the board. But some of those moments were kind of unforgettable. Like, y'all need to get your money back from them because they didn't hold up their end.
Like, the audience has to also know that we're also in the industry, so we're going to notice that stuff.
That's very true.
Most people
won't.
They won't.
Well, most people notice that Hulkbuster with Mark Ruffalo. I'll tell you that much, because I've asked people about Infinity War, and I say, "How did you think about the CGI?" And they go, "Awesome." And I was like, "Awesome?" Or was there like a couple moments where you're like, And they were like, "There was a moment with Mark Ruffalo," and I was like, "Yeah, you know what I'm talking about."
It's always Mark Ruffalo.
And it was not him particularly. It was just like the situation that why couldn't he just be Hulk? It's like they try to make this whole storyline about how he's struggling to be Hulk, and it's like, I don't pay tickets to watch you struggle being Hulk. I pay to watch you Hulk out and fucking destroy.
Well,
like, that's
they
the whole
tried
point.
to be all deep and be like, "Oh, this is the psychology of a broken Hulk.
That was
He's
so
supposed to be
dumb.
big and bad, and he lost to Thanos. So now he doesn't want to be the Hulk because he doesn't have any rage. He's sad."
Well, basically,
This is
his
sad
ego
Hulk.
got hit, and he was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
damn, I'm
his
not the
ego
strongest
got
person
hit.
I
anymore."
know.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened.
How gay is that?
It was super weird.
That's pretty whack.
It was.
And I don't
really
mean
whack.
gay derogatory because I know this is 2018, so forgive me. I'm sorry. But I mean, that was really, really, really whack. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah. I know.
That's-
I get what you were saying.
And obviously, he's gonna like say like, "Oh, Hulk, your mom's like fat," and then he's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm back. I'm Hulk. I'm bigger."
The thing about this is it sets up so many storylines for part 2.
But it's so obvious. That's the problem. It's like we all knew this was gonna happen. You could have just did this last year.
You could have. You could have done this in this movie. I just wish they would just release like a 4-hour fucking movie and then charge
That's
double.
what they should have done.
Charge double. And then had an intermission of like a break, and then you go and pee, and then you come and watch the next 2 hours.
That's what it should be, like the old days. That's what they used to do, and they stopped doing it. But that's what this movie would have benefited from, and it would have been so epic, and you would have shattered box office records twice as fast by double.
Yeah.
So you got 750 mil worldwide right now. You could have had 1.5 bill.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have mattered
Right now.
because I would have just used my movie pass on it.
I would have used my movie pass.
I wouldn't have had to pay a cent.
We might have had to pay like $4 or something.
$4, but that's not that bad.
I mean, that's not bad.
I'm chilling with that. I'm okay with that. Movie tickets already cost expensive.
Yeah, they're like $19
Oh my gosh,
in LA.
that's so crazy.
So that's why
Not
we
my
have
movie theater.
pass
I pay $10.
Really
every time, but we pay $10 once a month.
once a month, and we watch as many movies as we want. We can watch all the movies,
All the movies,
all of them.
but they
Only
got
once.
us only once.
Yeah, but at least I can watch all of them for one price.
Oh,
You're paying $90 to watch 9 movies. I'm paying $10 to watch 9 movies.
wow, it's a deal,
It is a good deal.
and it's not gonna last. But we're gonna milk it until it dies.
Well, apparently the CEO came out and said that they're doing fine. And I'm just like, your stock dropped so much. You're not doing fine.
They are doing fine because I mean, look at us. We haven't used our movie pass but like once in the last month,
Yeah.
and we still paying.
Well, I think in May, so far in May I've only gone once.
So like
But I mean,
everyone
we're like
that
1/3
is still,
in May.
and no one's dropping it because they don't let you sign back up for 8 months or 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's
That's
like,
kind of
well,
a fuck
I guess
you.
I'll just pay.
Yeah, it's a big fuck you to your face. It's
Yeah.
like, Oh, you want to get out of here? Well, 9 months. You're in probation. It's like, what? He's like 9 months.
Man.
It sucks.
Yeah, we're on punishment.
Yeah. He's like, I want to watch new movies that come out next year. Avatar's finally going to come out in 2020.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like too many people have so much confidence in James Cameron with that franchise. If Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5 are trash, that's going to suck.
Well,
They're gonna
any
be trash.
sequel is going to be trash.
You know, like it's not going to be as good as the first one.
It's definitely going to be trash. And first of all, the first one was Pocahontas. How are you going to expound on that?
How do you?
Exactly.
You got to steal
Pocahontas
a different...
too, and that was trash.
No, the next one's just going to be Forrest Gump, and it's just going to be the...
Forrest Gump with Pangea?
Yeah.
No, I think at this point, they've pretty much set up a universe with enough storylines that they can easily take it somewhere. But the problem
We'll
is,
see.
what perspective are they going to show? Because that's what's going to make your interesting story. It's going to be that perspective you use of like, are you going to have like a village that was maybe somewhere else hidden and they're finding out about the war and they're like preparing for the attacks or whatever. They got spies and shit. Who knows? You can do so much, but
Man,
you know,
I don't care. All I
It was
want...
so long ago. When did Avatar come out?
2012, I think.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
yeah, that was really long.
That was really
That was
long
a
ago.
long
That was
time
6
ago.
years.
Yeah.
And you literally are waiting 8 years to watch the second one.
sequel. It better be amazing.
The sequel better be amazing.
I mean,
not gonna
technology
be.
has improved though in the last decade. So cinematics on it should be dope AF. And he's a billionaire, so he can take all the time in the world
Well,
and perfect it.
He said he's trying to do the first 3D without glasses.
What?
Man, stop it,
No,
man.
man.
What
That's
that
what he
mean,
said.
man? What that mean?
I guess holographic, like with lasers. Like,
Oh yeah, you gonna pay for that, James, or
Yeah,
we
he
gonna
will.
pay for it?
I know,
No,
right? Maybe
come
one
on.
theater will explore the idea. But
Yeah,
yeah,
like-
everybody to get lasers. Like
we
your movie's
need
not
lasers.
that big. Who
Mr.
knows?
Cameron, that's not feasible. We need lasers.
Or maybe they use different projectors or mirrors, or I don't know.
I don't know, man.
But it sounds interesting.
What I do know is I want a freaking horse that I can stick my ponytail in and make it do stuff.
What?
That sounds really sexual.
Ew.
You want a horse so that you can stick your ponytail in?
Did y'all not watch Avatar? That's how they were flying their dragon things.
No, they connect.
They
no.
connect ponytails.
Yeah,
I
that's right.
swear to
That's right.
God.
No, yeah, I remember that. But I think it's the way you said it.
That's
that-
also...
Exactly. It just sounds so.
It sounded so weird when you said it.
Well, excuse me for repeating James Cameron's ideas out loud.
I know, right? Repeating them out loud is like, yeah, James, what are you doing?
Like, you know what? We're not gonna go see part 2. Just stop it.
Honestly, I
Let's
don't
just
know.
shelve it.
We might. I'm curious at this point. I've waited so long to watch this movie. When people make me wait for something and they're like, it's going to come out next year, and then it doesn't, and then they keep telling me that, I'm just like, I've already invested too much time. I got to see what comes out of this, you know?
I know.
It's the only reason I watch.
That's how I know the world's not ending anytime soon, because there's still movies slated.
Exactly.
If Jews are spending money on movies and production, they're not gonna let it go to waste.
It's so much money that is being spent. It's very, very crazy here in Hollywood. Like, that's how you can realize where the market is going. You know, it's like,
Mhm.
oh, well, how's TV and streaming doing? It's like, well, they have a lot of projects slated. It's like, okay, well, then we chilling.
We Jay Quillen.
Because they would be the first ones to start pulling out their money. They'd be like, and we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Because it ain't cheap to make a movie. And it
It
ain't
ain't
cheap
cheap.
to make good TV.
Unless you go to New Orleans or Georgia, Savannah specifically, or Atlanta even. Or you can take your talents to New Mexico, where they offer a lucrative tax cut as well. Or if you know you're not really feeling that and you need a more lush scenery, you can take your talents to Vancouver. They offer a nice tax incentive there as well.
Yeah, tax evasion is really all.
Yeah,
Hollywood
that's
is
really
about.
all we're.
It's like, where can I
we're looking
evade
for.
taxes and pay less?
I mean, 30%. That's pretty sweet.
I love how you guys get so like off track. We went from Avengers to Avatar, and now we're talking about tax cuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean
That's amazing.
I mean, that's conversation.
Yeah.
That's just good conversation. You
That's
can take it
conversation
anywhere.
101.
Yeah, it's like you got to be able to branch out of one person's idea and just go on to a new one.
It's
you know?
impressive.
It's what Jaden Smith talks about when he
Yeah.
says it's like you
Oh my
see
God.
somebody else's staircase here, you know, you jump and they help you out, but you're not taking over their shit. You're not like trying to be better than them. They're just helping you grow.
Sure.
You admire other people. He's a smart kid.
He's an icon.
I mean, at this point, I feel like you're Will Smith's son, and he's trying new shit, and he's making good shit. So it's like, I'm okay with it. You know,
he's an icon living. Icon living.
You think he'll get bigger from here?
Of course. I mean, people are taking him serious now, and he's still doing whatever he wants to do, and people are still taking him serious. So
yeah,
well, that's because his dad's Will Smith. So
but
his dad was also Will Smith when he did After Earth, and that movie was trash.
But Will Smith was also in it with him, so
yeah. But Will Smith was good in that.
Not according to the box office.
Not according to the box office. Well, I think the movie itself was just really bad because the writing was terrible.
The writing was so bad. Weird. I watched 5 minutes of that movie and I was like, this is trash.
It was super awkward. What? Who wrote that? Shame.
You remember that Key and Peele sketch when they do Jaden Smith and they're like trying to tell him about a role, and then he's like, he doesn't know what things are, and they're like, it's about a kid who's struggling in a poor neighborhood, and then he's like what, struggling? What is struggling? What is struggling? And he goes, when someone doesn't just get things handed to them. It's just like, he's like, handed to them? He's like the way your parents kind of just give you an allowance. And he goes, that's weird. And then he's just telling him the plot of this new movie. It was such a funny sketch.
And then he goes, yeah, Jaden, you're gonna have to decide if you want to be in this role or if you want to do this modeling gig. You gotta choose. And he goes, choose.
He's like, why can't I have both? And then it's like, no, that's not how things work.
What is choose?
That Key and Peele, man. Key and Peele was honestly such a good sketch show. And
yeah, man, I hope Keegan-Michael Key finds something that puts him in the same echelon as Jordan Peele, because
Jordan Peele's kicking ass.
Jordan Peele's kicking ass and taking names, man.
Yo, he dropped as soon as that stuff quit. He was like, "Get out, boom! Here you go. I'm now the next big thing." And it's just like, I won an Oscar my first time. It's like
first time, bro.
He busted it out. It was so crazy.
Everyone loves me.
Exactly. And he did comedy for a sec, but he was like, let me explore what I really want to do. Yeah. You know, let me explore what I really want to experience.
And Keegan-Michael Key tried to go serious with the Friends with Benefits show or something.
Oh, Friends from College?
Yeah, Friends from College.
I watched that whole show.
I watched the first season. I was like, nah, that's a hard pass. Yeah.
I don't know if it'll come back for a second season.
I don't know.
But I can definitely...
none of the characters were likable. Like, really? They're all terrible people.
Yeah, they're all horrible people. So you're just kind of like, oh, well, I hope y'all get caught.
Each other.
Exactly. It's just like,
geez.
Okay.
It's like, this is not happening with, at least I hope
we know this is wrong, but we're just going to continue to do this.
Yeah, like, it's just, it was a cheating fest.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And the writing wasn't good. That was another thing. It's just, if you don't have good writing on a show, your show's going to get canceled really fast. And people don't realize that. People act like, oh, it's all in the acting. It's like, no, the writing, the writers are the guys really working at this because they're trying to come up with good television.
Yeah, they are.
Actors just read lines and become characters. It's like, that's not that hard. Try coming up with a concept out of nothing. You literally are coming up with the whole storyline.
You can't. That's literally what the writer's room is all about, because one person can't just come up with all of these different scenarios. You need some different perspective, and that's why there's 5, 6, 7, 8 writers on the motherfucking show, because I mean, that's just what it takes.
No, that's true.
I mean, you can't have a one writer show, but I mean, it's gonna be very distinct to that one person, and you can tell when a show is headed by one person because it has a very distinct flair to it. Kind of like the Boondocks was written. It was written by a bunch of people, but Aaron Magruder majority wrote it and signed off on all the jokes. So the show had a distinct taste, and once he left that last season, you can tell it was just weird and awkward because they were trying things that you can tell he would have never let fly, and it just wasn't funny anymore, and that ultimately led to the show getting canceled. So it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. It just depends on which way you take it, but you have to go into it knowing what it's going to be before you start. Can't let it bounce back and forth between the two. You feel me?
I get you.
Yeah, definitely.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, what else you been up to recently, man? What's coming out that you want to see? What recommendations do you have for our listeners out there that, you know, are ending their shows and looking for something new, or just saw a movie but want to watch another one? What you got?
I mean, I just recently binge watched yesterday, Dear White People.
Oh wow.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I'm waiting for Stranger Things. I know that doesn't come out until like October.
Oh
Yeah.
my
But
goodness.
I love Stranger Things.
That's going to be
That's-
really far from now.
It's like,
Yeah, Stranger Things is gonna come out in forever from now because they just dropped season 2. What? Actually, I don't know. It could be
Yeah.
months now. I have no perception of time at this
Yeah.
No, they
point.
dropped season two, right? Yeah.
Yeah, season 2 already dropped.
Yeah, it was October of 2017.
You're
Yeah.
kidding. Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
it has been a
Halloween
long time.
time.
That was
Yeah.
months ago.
It's just like The Walking Dead. It always comes out Halloween time.
Yeah.
Some shows are just
I gotta
the
catch up
vibe
on The Walking
fits. Yeah, me too. Speaking
still
of,
on?
yeah, it's on, and they just wrapped up their 8th season, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So season 9 coming
Oh
soon.
my god.
But you told all of us that you recommended Dear White People, or you just said you binged it
Yeah, I just binged it.
from
And-
start to finish.
Yes, from start to finish.
Wow.
All yesterday.
And what'd you think of that? Because I personally liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It's really, I like how each episode focuses on like a certain person's perception of like what's going on and how they dealt with the situation,
Right.
which
right.
was really interesting. And as I was saying earlier when we were talking, I don't like Sam. Sam was like my least favorite character.
Yeah. I think everyone
she's very
shares
hard to
that.
like
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Well,
Sam.
she's just too militant with no backing. Like, why are you this way? And
Well, that
then
was the
when
thing that
Tessa
had an
Thompson
issue.
came and shut her down,
Yeah, the thing I had the issue with is that she's biracial, and like she like hated her white side, and there was no cause of it because her
Right.
father loved her.
yeah, and he
and
was a
she
really
just like
good guy.
just hated him and just associated with her black side.
Does that
Which-
that seems kind of odd. That seems very odd. Like,
Right?
No,
Like, as
no
like-
reason why you should hate your father. It almost just feels like you just hate the fact that he's white, and you're just like, oh, I must hate white people because I'm black.
Yeah, like if he was an
it's not a good
absentee
message to send
father
out.
or he was just like a total dick, then
Yeah.
yeah, I could understand.
Right,
exactly.
right.
That's
he was
different.
very loving towards her, so
Right.
I never understood
like
that.
he was the patriarch, but he wasn't a member of the patriarchy of society, so to speak, that
Yeah.
she hated so much. So she basically had this misguided disdain towards her dad, and which all comes to a head. But we won't spoil anything out there for anyone. But I didn't understand why she was so passionately, I guess, rude, so to speak, to him.
Yeah.
All I know is Tessa Thompson absolutely killed that performance.
Yeah, she killed that role.
She's so she's one of my favorite actresses right now. Tessa Thompson's on Westworld. She was on Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, she's
she
everywhere.
was on this.
Well, she was Sam in the movie.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
If you don't know, Dear White People, the television show, was adapted from a film, and Tessa Thompson plays Sam in the film version of that. So she reprises, or she doesn't reprise a role, but she does make an appearance in the series, the television series. As
She basically tells her character what's up.
yeah, she basically like. And it for some reason, it felt so satisfying.
It
It
was very
was. It
satisfying
was.
because that girl was putting herself on such a high pedestal.
Exactly.
She was.
You were
she
like,
was.
yo, you need to. Someone needs to tell you the truth and drop it to you. because
Exactly.
You're like, everybody needs me. It's like, bitch, not everybody needs you.
Exactly.
Everybody's doing just fine without you.
Right.
And the whole time,
And she was just making things worse too. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
like-
And the whole time she's
Yeah.
she's blah blah blah. I'm like, you're not helping anybody here. You're just
Yeah.
kind of just adding to the problem.
And the fact that she was just so immature to get caught up in a Twitter storm, going back and forth like that was a whole 2-3 episodes on its own right there.
Twitter storm.
Yeah, it was crazy.
like
you know?
not showering for days, and like I was like, seriously,
Yeah,
like just
come on now,
just
come
stop.
on, you got it.
Damn.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, can you believe it? We got our boy Trizzy Trey back in the house.
Trey's coming back. He came back. He's done with his business, and he's back here at the studio. He's gonna jump on this mic, tell us what he's been up to.
Heck yeah.
How everybody doing right now, man?
Man, you gotta hop on the microphone.
You gotta hop on the
man.
mic. Nobody can hear you.
No.
No, we can't hear you.
Can y'all hear me now then?
Oh yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah. He's making an entrance.
These flyers, Craig.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, Trey?
Man, first off, appreciating God, appreciating life, y'all. Man,
Of course.
Yeah.
we all been working, man. We all been working.
Yeah, we've been out here hustling.
So I got first off say thank you to LA Convention Center too. Y'all allow people to put on some really great networking events, and man, it's just good to be back around people where I know where they coming from, because y'all all know it's a city of angels. But
It is, but it's some demons out there.
ooh, man,
You gotta watch out.
Lots of people crawling around pretending to be human, and
Pretending.
just like snatch you in your life. It's like, people always tell me, they're like, someone came into my life and they just ruined it. I was like, that's not a person, that's a demon.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a person, that's a demon right there telling you I'm gonna ruin your life. And you said, all right, you gotta
All
be able to spot it. You
Come
gotta be
hang
able to
out.
spot it. It's crazy.
Yeah, you
It's
gotta
crazy.
get up out of there, man, when you see it.
Yeah.
Hey, man. But you know what though? Everything happened for a reason. And that's what I remember. T.I. said, one of my favorite artists, T.I. Grand Hustle, Cash Money Gang. Y'all already know.
Y'all already know. Shout out T.I.
Shout out ATL.
Grand Hustle,
Aye.
what's happening?
Yup. He said that God won't take you to what God won't lead you through. And this ain't no spiritual thing, but it's just how I'm feeling. Y'all asked me so.
Yeah, no, we keep it real here.
Yeah, keep it
Real. What else you got?
Right
Because
on. Man.
I believe that firsthand.
Me too. I think that's a really good saying to say. God is never gonna take you somewhere where He hasn't prepared you to be.
Exactly.
You know,
And even
it's
if
like-
it seems tough, you're always gonna get through it because you're prepared for it.
Exactly. And even if you don't think you're prepared for it, trust me, you are. You that's doubt. That's doubt in yourself. You know, that's when they tell you, it's like you gotta let go of that and just say, you know what, I'm trusting God, and He's gonna take me there, and I'm gonna kill it.
Shit, story of me and Will life.
You already know.
I can only speak from personal experience. I know we go back to 07, back in the football days. Still got some friends doing the football thing now. Matter of fact,
05, bro.
yeah, it was.
That's when I pulled up.
05. But
Yeah.
see, I didn't know you till 06 though.
Yeah, 06 was the magic hour.
Yeah. And then with some lady named Miss Wimmer put a camera in our hand.
Oh man, Miss Wimmer. Shout out Miss Wimmer.
Shout out Ms. Wimmer. You know, actually, I just got a text with Ms. Wimmer's dead. I'm sorry.
Man,
Oh my
I'm
god.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's horrible.
I'm just
Why?
The Peruvian prince.
No, I'm just
Oh my
kidding.
God.
I'm just kidding.
That
No.
is so messed
Ms.
up.
Wimmer sounds like a lovely lady. She just, when you have those old teachers when you're young and you're like, have they died yet? I don't know.
Nah, she was actually only when we
I
was
was
in
like, what
school.
makes
She
her
was
think
about
that she was
40.
old?
I just had a lot of old white ladies as my pre-K teachers, and I remember them. They were old,
Yeah. Well,
80.
when it comes
I was
to
like, okay, lady, you retired and then
Yeah.
came back.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need to just go. You know, just go enjoy life. You don't
no
need to be
man,
around
they
anybody.
teaching because they love cheering.
They do. They do.
They love the cheering.
I thought you were saying Cheerios. I was like, they love the Cheerios.
Baby, no,
They
baby,
love the
no,
children.
baby.
But speaking
you know I
of
love
dead,
the
though,
cheering.
I'm thinking about this Rick and Morty show. Like, why is there no content coming out?
Oh, so they announced 70 episodes are coming out.
When did they announce it?
They just did. They're
It was like
gonna come
a
out with
week ago.
another
At the same
70
time, you got the
episodes
same after you got the text about Miss Wimmer too.
Right after that,
right after that. No,
Dan Harmon texts Luigi.
Dan Harmon
and told
texted
him,
me and
"Hey,
told me-
dog, we got 70 coming out."
I don't think it's Dan Harmon. It's
Dan Harmon's the co-creator.
no, is that his name? I
Dan,
thought-
yeah,
it
Dan,
is
Harmon, the same guy that
For some
developed
reason-
Community.
For some reason, I was
and
thinking
Danny
Aykroyd.
Phantom.
I was thinking no, he didn't do Danny Phantom. That was
Swear to God, no.
no.
Yeah.
Butch Harmon.
Butch
is
Harmon. Yeah,
Danny
you're right.
Phantom.
You're right.
I was like, Butch Harmon did not
You're
do
right.
Community. No, but
no. Dan Harmon did. Community.
Dan Harmon is really cool. I think he's definitely got an interesting brain. I would love to have a conversation with him just about like the whole show and the way it works, because he's diving into some really interesting stuff, and I want to see the process of what it takes for him to get to that way,
man.
like that mindset. You
A
know,
lot of cocaine and a lot of strippers.
It's funny you say that because he does this Vogue thing where he's like, picture it, Los Angeles, 1980s. The cocaine is magnificent.
Yeah, he looks like
Just
the
for,
type
like,
of guy.
no
who's
reason.
He looks like the type of guy who will crack jokes about that stuff. But
Yeah.
he recently he was married and he just recently got a divorce. He's like super sad about it. Yeah, it, like
Yeah.
affected his work, but it like brought out all these really interesting episodes of Rick and Morty. I think because he dove into some really deep stuff.
Even
and,
with his wife not being a part of the bumper at the end.
yeah,
That's
it was
weird.
crazy. It's just him on a couch now.
Yeah, it's weird. But, at least he's having a better time than Dan Schneider, who's another show creator who's not having such a good time. If you know the Nickelodeon classics, he was behind all of those. iCarly, he was behind that. He was behind Victorious.
Drake and Josh,
all of those hits.
He did a
all
lot.
that, even way back there. Keenan and Kel, all of that.
Keenan and Kel too.
Everything, bro.
Man, that's
Everything.
a Raven too.
No,
No,
that's Disney.
That's
Disney.
Disney.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
never they never cross to other places.
No, they
'Cause
never
it's like,
cross.
Once you
contract.
producing their content, they basically sign you in as a contract saying you can only work for us for this certain amount of years.
Yeah, but he
So,
got paid.
Yeah, you get paid good
He's a
money
show
if you're
creator.
smart. If you know how to negotiate,
Yeah.
sky's the limit.
But,
But I mean,
apparently,
those are really good shows too.
yeah,
so.
they're great
Oh, of
shows.
course,
They're
yeah.
great
Yeah.
shows. But people are like, oh man, you only you made these shows with these like sexy kids and like sexy situations and like
Sexy kids, sexy situations.
what's going on?
What?
Like
Victorious?
yeah, like
Victorious was very like sexy. Like
It
that
was
show
very
was
sexy.
Well, as a kid when I was watching that, I was like, this is very adult. Like,
yeah.
I was like, this
these
is very.
they're supposed to be like 15.
They were
but
supposed to be in
everything
high
they're
school,
doing is like
you know.
adult college type.
And then they
stuff.
were like the Ariana Grande character would always be almost like very, and I don't want to say it,
she was
like,
she was sexy.
she was very
She was
sexy,
super
and they
sexy.
very much painted that picture of like,
and they like
she's-
had her like
she's this like
surrounded by dudes, and they were like
squirting her with water. Yeah, I
on
remember
her.
that. I remember it was like a whole episode, and I remember thinking in my head like, this is very odd.
This is odd,
you
but I
know,
like
because
it.
you're like, why is this on TV? Like, this is more somewhat something you can watch somewhere
Yeah.
else. Like, this is adult as fuck.
Or like Leon, the one of the shout out Leon Thomas, but he plays he's the black guy on the show.
It was
I
a Mac,
forget
right?
what his-
Mac?
I don't know. I
feel like
forget what his
was
name
Mac.
was, but
On that show.
yeah, but he has scenes where it's like, and it's not his lines. He didn't come up with it. It's Dan Schneider and his writing team. But
Yeah.
Kat goes like, why something, and then he goes like, oh, don't start nothing you can't finish, girl. You know, like, yeah.
I feel like there's so much missing out of dialogue out of that.
Yo.
You went some. Yo, what's going on over here, girl? It's like, what is it?
No,
where's
man,
the
like,
story?
for
There's so
real,
much of
like,
that story. It's
No,
not-
like it's too suggestive. I can't get into it. That's what I'm saying.
I
It's-
feel you. I feel you.
Nickelodeon been
Well,
sexy.
a
with
lot
it.
of childhood shows have a lot of like subliminal messages that they just toss underneath.
Hell,
Yeah.
SpongeBob has a lot of subliminals.
yeah, SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, so many as a kid you would watch him and you're just like, this is making you think about weird things at the same time, but it was a show that made you laugh. You know, they talked about bubbles and stuff, and you as a kid, you're like, I love bubbles. You know, it's like
Yeah, it's like all the stuff you really care about.
exactly. It's like you don't have that many. Like you can't grasp what it means to care about things until
Nope.
you get older.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
And
for sure.
speaking of getting older, Bubbles brings me back to the very first exotic dancer on the air, I'll say.
Uh
That I ever
Okay.
dated. Her name
Uh-oh.
is Bubbles, but she had no bubbles.
oh,
Wow.
Bubbles.
Bubbles with no bubbles.
Bubbles had no bubbles.
I mean,
I believe it. I mean, Bubbles sounds like a very nice name for an exotic dancer. I think Bubbles, sparklers,
sparklers. Sparkle. Probably
sparkle, probably sparkle. If your name, yeah, I mean, Buttercup, the Powerpuff Girls. If someone named it, oh man, what was it?
Oh, that
Bubbles,
would be pretty
Buttercup,
cool.
and what's the third one's
Blossom.
name? Blossom. I mean, I'm sure there's exotic dancers out there with all those names. It's like, there's creepy people out there with really nasty fantasies, and
Buttercup.
it's a reality. I mean, what can you say?
I'm one of them, y'all.
What is a buttercup?
A buttercup is a Reese's candy.
Is that?
No, that's a peanut butter.
That's a
cup.
peanut butter.
That's a peanut butter cup. So the girl from Powerpuff Girls is literally just a Reese's peanut butter cup.
She's just a Reese's.
There you go. My
So she
favorite
black.
candy.
No.
Black on the inside, brown on the outside.
They should have made
But
one of the
she's the tough
Powerpuff Girls
one.
black.
You know, the tans, you know.
That's wild.
Should
That's
be a peanut
wild.
butter cup. Yo, man, for real.
Yeah, they should make a black version of the Powerpuff Girls. What do you guys think?
I think they did.
they did.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
There was like an episode or
There was
something
a-
where there's a black one.
There was a the Japanese
no, the new
one.
one. There's a new. They have a sister that's older, and I think she's black.
Oh yeah, they got a
Yeah.
black sister now.
Yeah, they have a black
What?
older sister.
You're
Yeah,
kidding.
I'm
Now-
not even joking.
As you say this, I'm like, someone needs to check this because this all sounds very unbelievable.
no,
That's
it's for like for
crazy.
real, and she has like crazy like blue hair or something.
That's
like
very-
that.
Yeah. She's extreme.
So
Yeah.
they're very much getting with the times of like,
Of
this is what
course.
people want.
Of course.
Let's make storylines like this.
Yeah.
And I think Professor X is a tranny now.
Are you serious?
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was, oh my God. I was
That's
like,
pretty
no,
progressive.
that's very progressive.
That's really, but him was transsexual.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
devil thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the devil character.
Yeah,
he
he
wore
was-
the
Oh
heels.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was. Oh man,
Yeah.
I forgot all about that guy.
Yeah, he was super creepy.
Man.
The
Oh
high
my
pitched
gosh.
voice.
I know.
Powerpuff Girl.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, no! He's such a creepy creep. That whole show had really creepy monster characters.
Mocho.
But I think Courage the Cowardly Dog. Did you ever watch Courage
That
the Cowardly
show
Dog?
creeped
That
me
show
out.
was creepy.
And that farmer
show
was
gave me
very
a headache.
abusive to his dog. Like if
Yeah.
you watch it, he was really abusive to that dog.
He was abusive. That wasn't cool. And
Right.
Muriel, such a nice lady, she didn't deserve it.
Well, Muriel is just
she-
a no.
she's so
Like she just can't
absent-minded.
see anything. Yeah, she's not paying
Right.
attention to anything. She's so
She's
old.
oblivious of everything.
She's oblivious. She's like, oh, what's going on? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Whatever. But taking us back to, I know we got a sidetrack there, but Infinity War was the movie we were talking about originally. We got all the way down to Courage, the
Yeah.
Cowardly Dog. But I think what would make Infinity War better was if they would have just had and like I said before, this is all spoilers. If they would have just had Captain Marvel come in this movie, like at the end, instead of just having like the ending scene be like the beacon, if she would have just like come in for like a second, like stepped in or something, that would have been so much better than having Nick Fury and the chick agent whatever die on screen. I'm like, everybody's dying. It's like, oh god, this whole movie is just setting up for a bigger battle, and I don't like that because I gotta wait a whole nother year to know what happens at the end, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
I'm
but,
sick of it. I mean,
honestly, that year might fly by because it's already been 3 weeks since we watched it.
yeah,
That
but
seems-
at the same time, in a year from now, everything could be different.
In a year
Everything.
from now, honestly, we might all be eating bread and water every day and
That's true though. I've heard
in
that.
Yeah.
line for our daily.
Soylent.
Well,
Soylent.
you
Hold
guys,
on, now.
It's
What the hell
people.
is Soylent? What is Soylent?
You haven't heard of Soylent?
Uh-uh.
So it's this drink that's supposed to basically be like your meal.
What?
And yeah, for you
Like
to
a
have
big
all the
old care
nutrients.
pack.
And the guy that created it, he basically wants to be able to have a tap for Soylent and then tap for water. So
Wow.
you can, for real.
yeah,
Basically,
they made
But
a movie.
like-
They-
But it's a
they-
terrible name because there's a movie called Soylent Green. And like, well, I'm just going to spoil it for you. But like basically
Please do.
it's people. They make people out of the
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah.
And so they named this thing called Soylent. So
Oh
everyone
my
who's seen
God.
Soylent Green is
Y'all.
just like, it's made out of people.
It's made
Are
out of
y'all messing with
people.
me right now? Like, are y'all messing with me?
No,
No,
Soylent.
it's real.
Like at my last job,
Yeah.
my coworkers tried
Real talk.
Soylent. And there's like different levels
It's
of it and
nasty.
stuff.
Yeah,
It's almost
I
sounds like
remember when it was
Scientology.
just a Kickstarter.
Yeah, what about Scientology? Cause I just saw this big, nice, shiny building, man. They got a lot of bread.
Yeah, they got endless bread
Oh,
because
yeah.
they don't pay taxes.
Yeah.
They don't.
Oh, cause it is
It's
man.
a religion.
Man, that
Shout
building is
out.
so
Dopey.
nice.
Oh, see?
Shout out to the
What's her
IRS.
name? What's her
By the
name?
way, her name is Bliss.
Bliss.
The black
Bliss.
sister on
Yep.
the Powerpuff Girls.
Look at
So
her.
she's
Look
real.
at
Let
her.
me see her. Let me see her. I
She's
need to
real.
see this.
I never saw that.
Is she purple? Is she the
No,
purple
she's
color?
blue. She
No,
like
she-
turquoise.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, she is.
See, we weren't lying.
Oh
Real
my
talk.
gosh.
And she's
this
the
is on
older
Cartoon
sister.
Network.
Yep.
Wow, Cartoon Network changed. They're like very progressive now. They
Mad
had some really
progressive.
crappy shows on there for a long time.
They
Car-
had weird shows.
Cartoon Network definitely explores so many
gotten better.
weird ideas. It's definitely gotten better. They did that show Gravity Falls, which I'm currently watching.
Never been a
pretty good.
fan of it.
Really?
But I did love Flapjack and Chowder. I love that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I fucks with Chowder.
Yeah.
I like
Foster's
Teen
Home of
Titans.
Imaginary Friends.
That
is
was
good.
really cute.
Yeah, Foster's Home is always good. That was a game. So many games online. That was one of the reasons I loved the show so much. They had the games on CartoonNetwork.com, and every once in a while, like once in a blue moon, I'll go on the website and like I'll play the games just to see if I can still do them. I can still do it, and that's all that matters. I'm better than my childhood self.
They're made for kids.
I still got it, Luigi. In your face, bitch.
I really hope that you be able to beat childhood Luigi.
Imagine if you couldn't though. Like that would be so depressing. Imagine not being able to like.
Brad Pitt,
If you peaked at 7, you should just kill yourself. So.
Damn,
That's terrible.
I know,
Let's not condone killing yourself.
Okay, so we're not gonna.
Everybody's seen Benjamin Button. It'd be tough for him to beat his old self.
Damn,
That's true.
Benjamin
Yes, it
Button
would
was an interesting movie.
That was a long.
Isn't that the only of its kind like
movie.
that?
Yeah.
It's the only of its kind.
Well,
like
because
that,
you don't want to remake a movie about a disease like that, because how else would you do it? It's like someone already did it and they did it really well. You know, it's
Yeah,
like you don't need to remake that.
Well, no one ever saw a movie or even heard of a story where someone aged from an old person to a baby.
Yeah, reverse aging.
Like, what is that?
Yeah, and I remember it
was
kept
perfect, though,
I kept
'cause
putting it off. I was
They
like, I don't wanna watch
met
it.
at like their perfect time, and then like I don't know, he kind of just kept getting better, and she kind of just kept getting worse. So it's like,
Yeah, it was a different.
See
It was
ya.
a different movie. It was a different movie, and then he gets all small, and she's like taking care of him, and he's like a little dwarf thing.
I don't know, that's weird.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it was
basically he's just
interesting.
like poof, and he's gone.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I was like, are you just like a fetus, and then you just pass away?
No,
No,
he's
it's
like
just-
a sperm.
Well,
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't get that low. He'd just be a baby, and then he he wouldn't disappear. He'd just die. Why do
Why
we act
would
like
he
he would just disappear? Like,
Well, that's what happens.
Yeah.
no, people die. You guys cracking me up.
Same different.
I mean, if
People
you
don't just
disappear
disappear.
and you die,
They do.
it's
Yeah,
the
they
same.
do.
From that movie they were in.
The only people who disappear that are dead are the ones that police are looking for, because police ain't never gonna find that little girl
Well,
who got lost.
I
Like, she
mean,
gone.
police
Yeah,
not
I
trying to
did see
find them.
something about that.
No, it's everywhere. So many cities all over the world
They're
are
not
like
trying to find
missing
them.
children. They're not trying to look for those people.
No, they're gone.
They're not worried about it.
They're not worried at all.
Well, I remember when Hidden Colors came out. For those that are in that knowledge cipher, when Hidden Colors came out, they talked about how it's the same number of people every year in the U.S. Like right around the same number. All of a sudden, just poof. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they do statistics on other stuff too, but the numbers are consistently the same. And we're like, how is that?
Because is it government sponsored abductions or what?
You know?
Ooh.
So
Well-
we won't dive into conspiracy because we're not
No,
in
we
that
can
world.
definitely
but- we
dive
will?
into conspiracy.
Oh,
for
we
that.
definitely
yeah,
can.
man.
Yeah, 'cause
We
it's-
definitely
We started talking about Avengers Infinity War, and I promise we will get back on that, and it would be the thing that we finish
Yo,
on. But
this
I want to
is
hear what he
something
has
we
to say about
gotta go
conspiracy.
into, though.
What's up? What's up? Say
Man,
it. Say it.
Lou, I gotta hear where y'all come from on this. Everybody's heard this word before. I'm gonna spell it first of all. ILLMANATI. Yeah. There you go.
What?
Illuminati. I think that's it.
Oh, Illuminati.
yeah, y'all.
I thought you spelled illness for a second. You were like ILLNESS illness.
Like
I was like,
every-
no.
You know, we all sitting up here like trying to spell in our head, like what?
Yeah,
What
people
is spell? Just like this nigga doing
Illu-
spelling games. Can't even
Illuminati.
spell that shit.
Okay,
Everybody
all
heard
right.
of that before, but
Yeah,
I
so
feel like
everybody knows
it's a
Illuminati.
lot of stuff around about it. But how many has anybody in the room ever been approached by somebody that said they were from the Illuminati?
No.
No.
I've had friends who've told me like, oh, I'm a part of very exclusive clubs here in Los Angeles, and when I
Yeah.
ask them, well, what kind of clubs or can you talk about it, they say no, I can't say anything. That's all I can say.
Oh, that could be anything.
So
that could be a game.
That could be anything. But I would say it's more or less a secret society based on the person and like what I know about them and the relationship we have. But, like,
Perverts Club.
no. Oh, I don't think so.
Have
I
you
do.
heard
It
of
was
the
a
Tickle
It
Toe?
was a woman. So
You
it
don't
was a
think
woman.
women can be perverts?
No, I'm not saying
That's
that.
sexist.
That's a great question.
I'm just saying
Women can be perverts?
Yeah.
it didn't feel that way. It didn't sound like that.
Wait, so what would be a woman pervert?
Have you
wo-
ever seen Shameless?
The women that have sex with the
Yeah,
students?
there's a whole episode where the teacher was having
That's
sex with minors,
The kids on the-
and
oh,
like
man.
some people wanted to like kick her out and like beat her up, but they're like, she's a woman, we can't really do that. I'm like, she's having sex with like minors, yeah. she needs to go.
So that's just not cool.
Yeah.
So
And then they ended up kicking her out. But like it's really interesting.
And your teacher wants to like give you that, like, and you're 15 years old, would you do it? I definitely say I'm doing it at 15, 16.
I mean,
I
was never approached, but if my teacher was like a model type, like these teachers I've been seeing have been, shoot, what's up? But I mean, if it's like my old school teacher, I don't know about that one. I'm gonna have to reconsider.
All I know is that the media and like movies and TV have always played to the idea that a student sleeping with a teacher is a really cool thing.
For a guy.
Yeah.
I know.
And for a guy, like, you ask me that, and immediately I start to think about that, because it's just like, would I don't know. Maybe in that mentality, in that headspace, if someone corners me like that, maybe I feel pressured by the teacher and I don't say anything. You know, guys feel pressured too. It's just nobody ever wants to talk about that, because it's just like, oh, what do you have to worry about? It's like, well, I have to worry about my life too. This is a mutual thing. It's not just you are the whole conversation.
Yeah, but the way it usually works out is the kid does go for it, and then he's like, oh, bro, I smashed Miss Johnson. Mm-hmm. And then rumors start spreading, and then the teacher next door hears about it. And then she tells another teacher, and then somehow it gets into the superintendent's ears, and then they do an investigation, and then they call the kid in, and the kid says, yeah, I did. And then Miss Johnson is gone.
Well, Miss Johnson's in prison now.
Yeah, well,
because
you know,
it's a felony. Apparently,
it is.
It's a felony.
It's a big deal. It's a minor. So
well, it's a minor. Yeah,
it's a big deal because it's a big deal. Yeah, I was asking about the other topic because like I was talking about that with my girl, one of my homeboys back in North Carolina, been doing music and this, that, and the third for a while. Also, cat smart too. He's an electrical engineer, which is crazy. But dude was saying that he got approached by them, and I was like, you got approached by them? Like, how was that? Like, what really happened?
Yeah.
What did they really say? He was like, oh, they was just asking me about blah, 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 and would I like to be a part of something bigger than me? But you got to sell your soul.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
You lost me. You lost me there.
Nope.
I don't think that made no sense because nobody's going to go that hard off the rip on it anyway. Mm-hmm. Number one, if you're trying to, somebody you just met, you're going to just say, oh, you got to sell your, what the hell does that mean? Number one. And then number two, why the hell was he telling me about it?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why I had to ask to see if either of y'all had even
how did the
experienced
conversation get guided that way?
He was talking about the music industry.
Really?
He was talking about the music industry in general. And then I was like, okay, that's cool. But we made a bet. We were staying in this club we were going to. And it's kind of weird, man. We made a bet. Person at the door told me one thing. And then once we got there, the price for the club to get in the club was a whole nother price. So kind of like I had to pay them, you know what I mean? Because when you owe somebody, you got to pay them. So it is what it is. And so then once we got in the club and everything was cool, drinking, this, that, and third, he started talking about just the industry in general. Matter of fact, it was after the ATL Monster Showcase. It was after T.I.'s Monster Showcase at ATL.
That's
off
why
of
you
Peach
shouted
Street.
out T.I.
I didn't know that until just now. But right now, Tip is just on, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, he was talking about just being in the industry in general because he didn't win the contest. There was like a improv radio. You just get on stage and freestyle. Mm-hmm. We drove all the way from North Carolina to Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
For this opportunity.
Yeah.
And some random ass dude got picked that came in from Seattle, which he drove all the way from Seattle. So it's like, damn, you know what I mean? Commitment. And
Seattle to Atlanta?
Yeah.
Damn, that's like a 3-day drive,
man.
You better go hard.
Monster
you're not going
ATL
hard,
Showcase. Don't believe me, hashtag
rethink.
it. It's in the gram. Monster ATL Showcase. You
That's
see
crazy, bruh. So homie drove 3 days to go to the showcase. How do you do?
Honestly, to me, he did pretty damn good.
All right.
I mean,
That's
because he also had a real story. I feel like whole another topic right here, a hot topic, y'all. But I feel like in the music industry, one guy told me named Luigi when I first got here. He said that the one thing about Hollywood is not lacking ability, is lacking content.
Yeah, everybody. There's so many people right now that can create. People just need content. That everybody's looking for content now. You got DirecTV's looking for content, for Pete's sake. It's like they want DirecTV originals. That's crazy. Like, what? And you're a cable company.
Yeah.
How is that a thing now? But there's such a drive for streaming services, you know, that they notice the money that's being fluctuated. That's why CBS is doing an all access online streaming service, and they have their own shows that they only put on that streaming service because they got people going in watching it because let's say someone releases a movie or a TV show you love the concept, but you can only pay this streaming service to watch it, and you're like, you know what? Yeah, I'll give it a go. It's $5, $10 a month. That's fine. You know. Then they keep busting out more content, and then you just forget about it. That's the thing MoviePass is talking about. It's just they want you to just forget about it, and it just becomes like a gym bill. You never really go, but it just keeps stacking on. You still keep paying for it. It's just money that you're giving away for not using anything. You know. And for us, we'll stay active and we'll stay on top of it. But think of all the people who don't care, who just don't even worry about it. Like they'll forget about it. I know a lot of people pay for the gym and they'll never go. And they're just like, oh yeah, I spend like $30-$40 in the gym each month. And I go, oh, when was the last time you go? Yeah, it's been like 7 months.
Or they'll go in and use like one equipment, or they'll just like they go in to see what chicks are in or what guys are in. Like I got this gym I go to now where
you just gotta be
these commercial breaks from the sponsors and our viewers.
You just gotta watch your foot. You hitting the cord.
Yeah. You hitting the cord, man. You good? Don't worry about it.
You're just knocking yourself out.
You can't go on commercial break when you're.
Hey,
doing
Muhammad
podcasts.
Ali took an ass of shots, but he's still the king. Floyd, you can't say you the greatest dog, even though you are the greatest. But you can't say you the greatest dog.
So other people gotta tell you.
Somebody else gotta say that shit.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
Well, we backing at it. As long as we avoid the cord, we Gucci.
We Gucci is a Gucci.
I think that's the best way. You wait till other people tell you compliments about your life.
That's why Kanye can't say he's a genius. Because who said that about you?
That's true.
That's what matters.
Someone told me that, and you overcome with joy. You're like, oh my God, thank you. It's like that's the highest compliment I feel you can grant somebody. You know, you put someone in the ranks of some of the smartest people in the world. You know, Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla. Like, those are some real big. Those people did some shit. You know that.
Nigga, ain't nobody called you Einstein or Tesla.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that, but someone has called me a genius, and I take that compliment. And that girl worked at Google, so that's a good compliment. Yeah. That's a good compliment coming from a girl who works at Google, and she's like the head of engineering for like this whole PR thing. That
I know who you're talking about. What's her name?
Derea Johnson, I think that's what her name
a brown skin lady.
Yeah,
straight hair. Yeah, I smashed her. She was at the blockchain for Bitcoin.
Hey, shout out Bitcoin.
She's great, man. She's a real cool person. Like,
this guy has no idea what this girl is, man. Trying to play games. I love
it. Artists get paid for, like, right now the big thing with streaming, because y'all mentioned streaming and we're talking about music too. Mm-hmm. Artists, I think it's gonna be great for the film industry real soon.
Yeah,
a big boom forward. But they were talking about it at the Bitcoin seminar, because I recently got ripped off by a Bitcoin hustler from Russia.
Ooh,
shout out to Russia, y'all.
Shout out Russia. They some thugs for sure.
Man,
you gotta watch out.
They were talking about the fact that Bitcoin is so relevant right now, not necessarily for people thinking that they need to go and buy it, because Bitcoin now is established. It was before November of last year. It was $20,000 for one.
Yeah. For one.
And you can't use it to buy a pizza.
No.
You know what I mean? So
I can buy a pizza right now.
Exactly. With fiat currency. But we're talking about like something that is a new thing that could potentially take away that need for that fiat currency in the first place.
Yeah, of course.
Also monopolize money, but who knows? Who we talking about on that subject? Well, but either way, blockchain is a company that is for artists. So say Will puts the podcast on and it's on Steam and starts generating money, which it will, because we're talking about real content here. Then what it is for every time somebody clicks and views that, you get paid in Bitcoin that's transferred into currency. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so right now they're trying to get artists residuals, royalties off of that now. Like somebody who's young, because they're saying, oh, well, we get paid off YouTube views. We get paid off of, what we physically do per CD if it comes out, but we don't have any real way to get paid off the intellectual or
property.
How does people call it? No, it's not intellectual property. Digital. The digital property.
Digital property.
Yeah. Yep. So the only way to get paid off of it is for them to monetize it, which they're looking at streaming big time.
It makes sense. That's how 50 Cent got paid off of Get Rich or Die Trying.
The movie?
No, his album. He chose Bitcoin when it first came out. And it was like, yo, just opt for Bitcoin payment on this instead. And his shares in Bitcoin netted him like $5 million. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like,
I thought
that's
it was more than that.
pretty sweet. It might have been more
It
than that.
might have been, right? Because I feel like
Maybe
I remember-
25.
I remember reading an article, and I remember it
was
saying
a lot.
big amount of money was his Bitcoin haul, and it was
Yeah.
just crazy.
It was a lot, but
It was nuts.
he was a pioneer for sure. And to be that trusting that it's going to work, that's the most admirable part to me.
Yeah, huge investment.
It's like you really listen to someone that was like, I'm not going to pay you the value of your work in money, what we know is legal tender in the U.S. I'm going to give you some never before heard of digital money that's supposed to be the same as real money.
I mean, if you sell it the right way, I'm sure he was willing to bite, and he did.
They sold it to him, and I'm sure at that point, anything anyone was telling him, he was believing it. So,
Well, I mean, he was already making so much money.
yeah, as long as
So
it
to
ended
him,
in
it's like,
money, he didn't care.
This was like a safety.
But imagine that though, the balls it took to say yes to a deal like that.
Exactly.
To see that through, like, because I was just thinking about that, brought up the Pepsi deal
Yeah,
with the
with the vitamin water. Yeah,
Well, it just proves
that's
that
the long game for sure.
It proves that he's not afraid of what's happening next, and that he's confident in himself. He knows that he's going to keep making money. He's going to keep putting out content with his face on it, and he's going to keep generating millions. So he's like, sure, I'll try something different. I'll do this, because he's got a guarantee of like, I'm going to consistently be working. I'm going to consistently be making money. If you don't know that's going to be happening, you might not be so optimistic about something new. You know, you'd rather have the cash.
I also know the dark side of 52 because, some of our friends are all the way on the other side of the money train. And I do know that dealing with the 50 man, sometimes you got to be careful. Like Clinton Porter's lost $44 million fooling with him.
Yeah,
So,
and that's like your career earnings as a running back in the NFL. $44 million
with the M capital.
You're broke. You're broke,
lost
bro.
it.
It's gone.
Yeah.
No one's gonna pay you back ever
Why did he lose it?
because he trusted the wrong people with business dealings, and they weren't dealing his
He
money.
invested $12 million.
No.
He cashed out. It's supposed to be guaranteed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which
That's
obviously you never
crazy.
really want to do. Like I would have done half, maybe at the most.
Yeah, I
Or-
say, look, this is everything that I'm willing to wager. I need something to fall back on in case y'all screw me over, which they did. And instead of losing 44, he could have only lost 22. But
22, yeah.
which is still an outrageous. That's an obscene amount of money to lose.
It is.
But Charles Barkley lost more than that gambling. So
What?
yeah,
I did
man.
hear about him and MJ. They did their thing on the table.
Well, that's why they say Michael Jackson's dad got murdered. That was a hit. That wasn't some random hate crime stuff on the side of the highway. Like, they followed him when he pulled over to sleep. They killed him, and they was like, "Yo, we need our money. We're not playing with you." And that's when he went into. He was all emotional after that championship, and he was like, "I don't want to play basketball anymore." And he went to baseball.
Michael Jordan?
Because he was dealing with
Michael Jordan.
I
all the
remember all
mental
this.
anguish from basically getting his dad killed
He got his dad killed.
from his gambling debts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's deep,
messed
man.
up.
And that's a perspective on it. Some would deny it, but most people, when it comes to Michael Jordan, a lot of people have been in his business for a very long time, especially
Yeah.
people of our community. And the thing is, when you think about a story like that, it hit close to home for me because I think about Marcus Lattimore back in South Carolina. I mean, he gave his life to the team,
He gave everything.
honestly, because in SEC, everybody knows the SEC in college sports
Yeah.
Is the NFL.
is the NFL.
I mean, that makes sense. The FCC is huge.
The SEC
The
is
SEC.
full of bacon eating boys that are ready to play, like ready.
I believe it.
And the moment they are done with college, you can put them on the line in the NFL, and they're going to perform more than likely well. So for you to land someone out the SEC, that's a big deal.
Big deal, man.
That's a
Southeastern
huge deal.
Conference. It's going down.
And Marcus, he was on he was on the Falcons, wasn't he?
He got drafted, I think, might have been the Vikings.
Or maybe it was the Patriots.
We'll find out about. No, it wasn't the Patriots.
Wasn't the Patriots?
No, we'll find out in about 30 seconds.
I got you right here.
Yep.
I got you right here, dog. Yeah, he was a beast too. He was guaranteed for 5 yards every carry.
Minimum.
guaranteed. And he, unfortunately, he got only 2 years of experience in the NFL, but he played with the Saints for a little bit.
It was the Saints, wasn't it?
Yeah. He looked like he got picked up by the Saints. But I mean, at least Alshon Jeffrey doing his thing though.
Yeah, he doing good. I mean, your boy Jadeveon Clowney doing good. I mean, they're all going to perform, and it's Carolina's year too. Well, years I should say. Carolina's been suppressed for a very long time.
Yeah.
Not from the fault of any of the people of color, but at the end of the day, South Carolina eventually everybody have their day, and it's their time right now for people out of South Carolina to
shine.
Yeah.
I mean, you got CT 800 coming up. You got Sherrod directing hits out there.
Mm-hmm.
You got all kinds of folks coming up. I mean, there's no shortage on talent. The problem is when South Carolina was going through all that racist BS, they put an entertainment embargo on the state. That's why there's no pro teams. All they can really rock with is the colleges there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a shame because there's so much talent there that's going to waste, not being tapped into. But we can make it happen. And really it just comes down to us putting ourselves on as people repping South Carolina.
And which we do.
I mean, shit, Charlemagne the God did it. And now look at him.
Charlemagne the God is, I don't even like to call him that because I feel like it's blasphemous, but Charlemagne is definitely, he's on top of it. He's very much in front of his career. And he knows what he wants out of life, and he's going and getting it. He's huge on The Breakfast Club. It's one of the reasons people watch the show, or listen to it at least.
Yeah. Well, he found his lane.
He did, and he's like the snarky guy, and he also isn't afraid to just call shit out, which is good.
I remember that episode where Birdman was on there. Cash Money, we respect you, but that shit was funny, man, because Birdman was talking about it, and he put some respect on my name, man.
It's funny you say my mama was talking about that yesterday.
Charlemagne was like, we gotta address this right now. Like, what you were saying before the cameras was rolling? And Birdman was like, I'm done talking, man. Put some respect on my name, man.
It's like, don't roll up on the radio, guy, man. When Trick Daddy was coming at you, you wasn't talking like that. Which is true. He ain't say nothing, cause Trick will slap him. They grew up together. It ain't like Birdman talking to Charlemagne. It's an equal type thing. You ain't gonna just roll up on somebody like Trick Daddy, especially when you in his city at that. Like, come on.
Definitely. Hannah, you've been a little quiet. What's going on over there?
Because I don't know anything y'all are talking about. I don't know sports or any of that stuff.
This was music.
What do you know, Hannah?
Pop culture.
What do you know,
Hannah? What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Infinity War.
Oh my God!
You want to bring it back to Infinity War?
Let's bring it back.
What would you say was, if you had to pinpoint your favorite part, what would it be?
Honestly, the beginning.
Really?
Like the first scene, I think was like the best scene.
I thought
Wakanda
the movie was
was like whack.
The Wakanda stuff was forced because they just inserted it, and you can tell.
Yeah.
But there will be more Wakanda stuff, but like properly done in the next one. And I don't know. I kind of wish that the movie would have trended on the same vibe that it did when it opened, but then it just slowed down like significantly. And I don't know. Maybe it's because Chris Pratt and his crew is in the movie. I also felt like they just feel out of place. They're not heroes to me. They're just like a group of people that were in a movie about space, and they got out of some crazy situations, but they don't strike me as Marvel superheroes. Like, it's just not. I just don't believe it.
I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. I gotta disagree with you there.
I like them in their own world, but I don't like them inserted into this Avengers role. Like, you should have threw Deadpool in there. Maybe in the next one.
That's just licensing agreements with the companies and all that jazz.
I know all that BS, but I mean, don't give us some crap and tell us it's ice cream.
I would definitely like to watch a Deadpool anything movie. I love Deadpool.
Well, it's coming out next weekend or this?
Yeah,
this
next week.
Oh, it is really
Yeah.
This
May
Friday.
18th.
I might
with
look.
cable. I'm gonna go watch that with my movie pass.
Friday. Let's
You
make
know,
it
I have
happen.
not
Yeah.
been using that movie pass thing, man.
Boom.
I got the
We were
card.
just talking
tight,
about
man.
it.
I got it.
Just talking about it. That's
It's
the funny
tight.
thing.
Yeah, I mean, it works. It was better when you can go see the same movie over and over, but seeing one movie is chill too, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But besides,
What else can you do? I mean,
besides Black Panther, what do you really want to watch again?
Man, and that's what I was
Man.
thinking about too. Like,
that's
it's a lot.
true.
That
I mean,
many
I would have
movies.
watched A Quiet Place again.
Oh, was that good?
That was really good.
Man, my side chicken up there in La Puerta want to watch that movie.
Man, you on there, bruh.
I know, really. Jesus.
I'm glad I'm on air.
He's very upfront with what he's doing, and he owns it.
Bless up, bless
that's
up.
the way the world should be.
his main chick knows she the side, and his side
I'll be
chick
very
knows she the
honest.
main.
I'll be very honest with my. Now, I feel like that's what's
And
lacking
vice
also
versa.
in society right now. It's a lot of people that just aren't telling the other person. Like the other day out in the hood, I was hanging out with some people and couldn't even get some sleep that night because this guy was fussing with his girl and goes to blows with her. Like you can hear it
Oh, wow.
outside.
Going
And so
hard.
it woke everybody up in the complex, and they go outside to like see what the fuck is going on. This dude's out here wailing on his chick. His mama trying to pull him off, and he throws her to the side.
Wow, on
And-
Mother's Day.
Yesterday.
Well, close enough.
Yeah, Mother's Day Eve. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mother's
and so,
Day Eve,
and
man, that's-
everybody's
that's rough.
like, what's the topic? Why would somebody do that? That's wrong. You're not supposed to do that. And the issue was, y'all probably could guess it. He was going through her shit when he wasn't supposed to.
That's not right.
If he gonna tell her to trust him, he gotta not go through her shit. But for all intents and purposes, he going through her phone, sees the messages about whoever she got that's supposed to be a friend, and she come to find out she already caught him cheating a few times.
Oh
Well,
man,
that's why he going through her phone because
Yeah,
he
'cause he
he's doing stuff on the
creeping,
side.
yeah.
So he's like, well, what's she doing on the side?
Yeah,
so.
she probably doing something too. But they say when you go digging for treasure, you're gonna find it.
Yep.
So I mean, hey, that's your fault, bruh.
It is.
Reminds me of The Office. What is his name? The black guy, Daryl. And he
Yeah,
goes,
Daryl.
when my
Oh, yeah.
ex-wife went through my email, she was devastated.
For real, like it's real life out there.
Real
That's
talk,
what-
real
I don't go
talk.
through my girl stuff, and she don't. I make sure I check it when she start to doing it, because sometimes they'll do their little thing where they'll be like, "Oh, I need to see what time it is."
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my phone's
Oh.
dead. Can I borrow yours?
Oh, it just popped up. A message just popped up. Oh yeah, that's why I turn my
just-
notifications off, fellas. Drop that little jewel to y'all, so that way she can never say that something popped up,
It
because no,
popped
it
up,
won't.
like, oh, it popped up, huh?
It's never gonna pop up. That's off.
It popped up on the tip of your finger.
You know, but it's so much fun being honest. It's more like it's much more dangerous, but at the same time, it's more alive feeling. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because when you're being honest about, I remember a guy I was taking an acting class up in Two Rose Theater, and he said that when you're being vulnerable, that's what people pay to see. They don't pay to see the side of you that's not vulnerable. They pay to see the side of you that is vulnerable. And I was like, damn, that's interesting. The guy stands in the middle of the audience and it says like nigger and kite.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even be mad. Like, motherfuckers stood up, but I was like, you know what I mean, chill, because motherfuckers was like, you ain't supposed to say that. But nah, not really though. He can, because technically it is the same statement.
Yeah.
There's one that's not directed at you and one is.
Yeah.
Which makes me ask myself, well, why do I take that one personal? You know what I mean?
That's a good point. And that's why I feel like you shouldn't give power to people when they say the word, because that's what they want. If they say a word to you and it doesn't invoke the reaction that they want out of it, it bounces back and it hurts them when they were intending on hurting you the whole time.
Wow.
So if you just take that power away from them and let it roll off you, it kind of just ends and takes the power of the word away, and it ultimately kills it.
There's too much value that we're placing on words that at the end of the day, it's just something that somebody says. It's really you and yourself decide to interpret it a certain way, and you decide to get your feelings hurt. I think more people need to look inward. As I've been saying the last couple of days, I've been saying people need to start looking inward into their own life, saying, you know, maybe I was at fault, or maybe I was the one that could have done something differently. Because everybody's so quick to blame somebody, even though they always say, I'm not trying to judge you. It's like, you always say that. And
if you have to say that,
and if
then
you have
you
to
are-
say it,
Right.
then you
You're
are
judging
judging.
Right.
And it's just
if
like
you're prefacing something.
exactly, and you're not even giving the person like. You don't even assess the situation, look at it from their perspective, know the full story. You just instantly go, look, I'm not trying to judge you. I just want you to know that maybe this wasn't the smartest thing to do. And it's just like, well, what should have I done?
Right.
Can you just that would have been better to say, or not even that. You should have helped me before the situation even happened. You know, why does it have to get to the point where something goes wrong or something doesn't work, and then you're like, oh, you could have done this differently? It's like, you're not here to help. You're not here to do any of that. And that's what Chris Pratt did. He tried to punch freaking Thanos when they were removing the gauntlet from his hand, and I said, why? Why, Chris Pratt? Just because you feel sad because Gamora's gone? Get over your feelings. You're being selfish. You killed half the universe. That's on you.
That's on you.
And I think, did he die at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, well then, you know what? He got what he deserved.
Yeah, it's cold, man.
But I mean,
I'm just
like you
calling
had
it like
to
it
have
is.
that scene.
So
I mean,
cold.
we all knew that was going to happen. As soon as Gamora went, we all knew that Thanos was going to be in some, predicament where, they're going to beat him, and then someone's feelings going to get hurt and ruin the plan.
Yeah.
So, and that's exactly what happened.
I mean, that's just screenwriting 101. You need conflict and resolution.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't go through a whole movie and everything was all good. It's just boring.
No, nobody's trying to watch that. Nobody's trying to watch a movie where it's just, so much conflict, and then there's never any end to it. It's just, you guys just keep fighting? Great. Like,
I guess there's a sweet spot in cinema. No one wants too much fighting, and no one wants not enough fighting.
Yeah.
Happy medium.
Kill Bill does a good job of having a happy medium, I think.
Kill Bill is perfect.
Django Unchained. Any good Tarantino
Any
film.
good Tarantino.
Martin Scorsese, too. He does pretty good work. Christopher Nolan, I think, is one of the best.
Stanley
Christopher Nolan
Kubrick
is my
does
favorite.
great work as well.
Nolan. What's a notable movie recently by him?
Christopher Nolan? What did Christopher Nolan?
Dunkirk.
He did Dunkirk. Yeah. Dunkirk. I like early Christopher Nolan more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like Prestige, Memento. Those are some of my favorite. The Follower, I think, is another movie he did. In his younger, it's basically about this guy who just follows people and then like kind of stalks, but kind of from afar.
Oh,
so really interesting. It's in black and white, and it was like an old school movie.
I feel like that's how we should do this film with the Italians. Do like a classic setting with it.
Yeah, I mean, of course you want to take it, and I know some spots around LA that I'm just like, actually, I would much. Oh man, there's so much you can do with that. I'm already thinking about it. My mind's already going. Trust me. But we can save the business for off the podcast for sure.
That'd be ideal.
Hey man, we just got the
I
conversation
thought I'm a special
going.
guest. I thought I'd get to drop as much jewels as I want.
Hey, you could drop jewels. Man.
So
Hannah, what you say, Hannah? I ain't no guest, am I? I'm a
Sure.
slave on here.
No.
Let's not get
A
into
slave.
that. Let's not.
I'm chained to this
You're a
damn
slave.
microphone.
I'm actually curious to know both of y'all's perspective with the whole Kanye and slavery is a choice thing. What was that
Kanye's
like?
a hot mess. Like, why are we going to even talk about him?
We don't need to talk
No.
about him.
We didn't, and then we honestly there's so much. I feel like there's so much surrounding it, and now that people are over it. It's been like a week since he said anything.
Because
really,
everyone understands he's just selling music.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's
It's
just
promotion.
selling music. It's just promotion. Get the press out there. I'm about to drop an album. Was it June or May? He's dropping an album in June.
Everyone's dropping.
June.
Yeah.
Like the first week of June is
1st.
all
Everything.
of that stuff, man.
June 1st is just Kanye. June 8th is Kanye and Kid Cudi joint album.
Ooh, that should be dope. Every time they touch.
Yeah, that'll be tight.
Well, anytime someone says Kanye West album, all I think of is Scuba de Poop now. So
Poop.
that's all I can say to that.
Man.
But
That's wild. Well, guess what, guys? It's been fun, but it's time to go.
oh, is there anything you'd like to wrap up with, Hannah and Trey, about as far as Infinity War goes, or the world, or whatever?
Yeah, just leave us with some magic.
Yeah, what's up? They're both speechless. They're like, you go first. They're like, you go first. I go first? Who goes first? Here. Hannah, you start us off. Trey, you finish us. We'll wrap up.
And 3, 2, 1,
Go.
hit it.
I would just say, just hustle and don't let anybody stomp on your dreams. So, any negative people in your life, get rid of them.
Ooh,
Get rid of them.
dump that
and
toxicity.
do what you want to do. Don't have people tell you what you should be doing. Do what you want to do.
Facts, B.
Yeah, that was good.
Facts.
And
Drop the mic.
I'll chime in with that and pick the mic up.
Nah, you dropped it. I still gotta use it. So
Like the Verizon commercial. Wait, one more time.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, like, and for all my people out there that's on the dark side of the game, you know, they hustle and then they do their thing and got to have two masks. Listen to the criticism, because sometimes criticism is worth more than its weight in gold and compliments. Because I can think about a lot of hustlers that I've dealt with just in the past 6 months. They never come saying anything positive, but what they saying, if you can hear inside of that, what they saying, you can find the diamond in the rough.
Ooh.
By Casey a Diamond. Check that out.
Real tout.
I
Real
like that.
tout. Real tout.
Well, we
Cloth
really
talk.
appreciate both of you guys coming on and
Yeah,
talking
man.
to us.
Thanks.
This was a really fun time.
This was dope.
I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Thanos is probably the best villain in the MCU. So if you do like villains and you like a good story, go check out Avengers: Infinity War. If you haven't, because at this point you should have. It's been out too long. This movie's is made so much money.
And I mean,
Go
if
watch
you
it.
listen to this whole podcast and you just heard that suggestion to go watch it, I mean, sure, why not? We already spoiled it for you.
We already
so
spoiled it for you, so I want you to enjoy it.
You might as well just
based on
go
what you
into
heard,
it with
all
the right
knowledge.
perspective. Yeah.
with knowing everything that's gonna happen in the movie.
Yeah,
We didn't-
that way you won't be disappointed by knowing that it suck balls.
It did not suck.
It did not suck balls.
It did not.
It was.
Balls.
It was a 7. I'm telling you, it was a 7.
I'd give it a 7 too.
So if you're okay with
Y'all tripping.
sevens,
It's a 5
it's not a 5.
at best.
It is
Whoa.
not a 5.
I'm gonna stick with a 7. But we'll catch you guys next time. This has been Clear the Haze. We'll see you guys in the next one. We out.
We gone.